Now that we have created a login, let's go ahead and log in to the system in order for us to start or initialize an application. As you can see, when we land on the dashboard for this particular user, where they can see a collection of their different applications, any work in progress that they may have, and this will be divided into the different departments that they're working with throughout the county. In this case, since we just created this user ID, there is no application in the system yet. Clicking My Records will also show the user all of the different records that are currently open. Again, there's nothing there because it's a brand new account. And the next option would be My Account. This is where the user would go to do account maintenance. For example, if you wanted to change your username, if you wanted to change your contact information or your email, this is the area where you would make changes to manage your account. Let's go ahead and navigate to the individual department that we want to do business with today. You can see that the departments are lined up at the top. We do have a More button. When you hover over it, it will expand to show that there are other departments as well, right? For our example today, we're going to stick to a building permit. So let's go ahead and click on Building. And you could see that at the top, right under the word building, we have our Create an Application button. And that's what we want to do today. So this is the initial step for creating an application. We have to accept the disclaimer. And after accepting the disclaimer, we'll land into our intake page. Our intake process is divided into what we call breadcrumbs. In other words, they are the steps that you see outlined above. Each page has different sections. Those sections are named appropriately. In this case, we have address, parcel, and owner. Okay. So let's go ahead and start entering information for a project that we're going to be applying for. In this case, this section over here is really a set of search boxes. So the system has been designed to save you typing time so that you don't have to enter a full address or parcel or owner information. So we're going to just be searching for a particular address here. If I search just for a number but no street, what the system is going to do is it's going to go and look at everything that starts with a 22 and will bring out the individual listings over here. You can see that it's searching the approved list of addresses that the county has, and it will bring everything back. If you wanted to shorten this, we're going to focus on the first one, which is 22 14th Avenue. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm just going to put 14th here. Again, clicking the search button, you'll notice that this time the system behaves a little bit different. Since I searched for 22 14th, the system recognizes that there is only one entry in the entire database that matches that. And rather than giving me the search result screen, it just fills out the form with all of the information for that entry. You can see that the address has been completely filled out. The parcel information has been filled in, and the owner information has also been pulled in. So that saved me a lot of typing. I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue Application. Over here, we're in the second step, which is permit details, and it's asking me for a description of work. So this is where you would enter the information. It asks for the job value. I'm going to fill in those fields and click on Create Continue Application. Now we're still in the permit details step, but it's asking me for additional information. This is where every single record type that is available on the public portal is different. In this case, we are searching, or rather, we are applying for a building permit. If you're working with air quality or utilities or water nav or DRS or planning, your fields are going to be the specific set of data or information that will be required for the application type that you're initiating. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and fill out this information with the proper information for this project. After I have filled out all of the appropriate fields, the system will prompt you if there is a required field that you did not fill out. I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue Application. In this page, I have to add the licensed professional and the applicant information. Since I already have a license with PCCLB, I'm going to look up that license information here. And you can see that my license number, as well as the company, the fictitious company that we're doing business under, has been added to this application. In the applicant section, I can click on Select from Account, and it's going to give me the options as, is this the owner or the contractor? I'm going to click the contractor, and it's going to enter that information. I'm going to select the contact address. This allows you to have multiple addresses, but use a specific address for an application, and click on Continue. Now that my contact information has been filled out, I can click on Continue Application. In the supporting documentation page, this is where I have an opportunity as an applicant to upload information. I am given a notice that if the particular application for this permit is one of these four, windows and doors, garage door shutters, or metal roofs, I am required to submit supporting documentation in order for review to take place. However, because of the permit type that I'm picking doesn't require, I'm going to go ahead and not necessarily upload anything. The upload process would simply be very similar to anything that you would normally do to upload something to a cloud. You can add a document. You can go ahead and click on Add on the file upload. And what it will do is it will bring up your internal system where you can pick the file, click on Add, and then you would simply add it to the record. I'm going to go ahead and do that now so that you can see how it gets attached. When you upload, I did it twice, so I'm going to go ahead and remove one. When you upload a document, it will ask you for the category of what you're uploading. So I'm going to go ahead and simply say building permit. You have an opportunity to give it a description, and we're simply going to continue our application. As you can see, I created the wrong button. I clicked on continue without clicking save. I have to click save. The system will remind you of things like this as you go through. And now you can see that the attachment has been saved to this application. I have a little actions button there where I could expand it. I can view the details, or if I uploaded this by mistake, I can go ahead and delete it and remove it from this application. So I'm going to now click on continue application. And now I'm in step number 5, which is the review page. Over here, I have an opportunity to review all of the information that has been attached to this application, all of the sections that we have navigated through. And if you are ready to continue, you can go ahead and click on this checkbox and click on continue application. For the purpose of this example, I'm going to go ahead and pause here and say, you know what? I needed some more information. I wanted to start this application and then continue it at a later time. So I'm going to use the save and resume later button so that we can see what happens. So I'm going to click on Save and Resume Later. And I get a confirmation that I have a partial application in the system. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log out just to demonstrate what it looks like when you log back in. And now we are going to imagine that it's sometime later. We are logging back into the system. It lands me on the same dashboard we had seen before, except that now we have something in the work in progress section. I can see that I have an express building permit that is in the process of being submitted, and I have an option here to resume the application. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Then I have a pop-up that gives me an option. Do I want to start at the beginning or pick up where I left off, which was in that confirmation page? So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up where I left off. And now you can see that we landed in the exact same place where we were before. So I'm going to go ahead and review all of the information. I am now ready to submit. I don't have to make any changes. If I did have to make any changes, I can use the edit button that's to the right of any of these sections in order to go back to that section and make a change. But I'm going to go ahead and click on the checkbox and click on Continue Application. This constitutes or is the equivalent of a signature on your application. Now we come to the fees page. In other words, in order for us to have this application on the system be accepted, we have to pay the fee. The fee is automatically calculated based on the application type and any other information that is related to the application. Again, remember, an express building permit, you must pay for it in order to apply online. This is not the case for other departments or divisions. For example, if you're doing something with air quality or planning or DRS, water nav, fertilizer, or environmental management, all of those departments and groups have different rules. Many of them you will be able to start your process online without paying a fee and will have to pay a fee at a later time. In this case, because this will auto issue the permit, you have to pay a fee. So we're going to go ahead and click on continue. And we're going to enter the payment information in order to go on. After entering the information, we click on submit payment. And now that we have submitted our application and paid for it, we get our record issuance confirmation page. As you can see here, we are told that a new record number or permit number has been created. It's EBP-20-00054. It also tells me that we will need this number to check on the application. And it will have any pertinent information provided to you by the individual department that you have just applied for. In this case, we can either go directly into our record details from here, or we can go home and go to our dashboard where that record will appear. Let's go ahead and click on the record details here. Now we're in our record details section, and we're going to go through how to navigate through a record in a separate video.